Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. And yeah, in this one I am going to be going over what is probably now the hardest mode in Street Fighter Duel. It's this new Satsui Onslaught, which is a new mode on the Shadlu City, right? Now, I've probably already spoiled the outcome of this on my thumbnail, but you know what? I'm still going to show you because it gives you a good idea of what you're doing here. So basically this event is limited. You can only use certain faction types. So for this one it was Wind, Thunder and Inferno. Now ignore these pop-ups because I recorded this earlier. I, starting off, thought there was a bug with this, but to be honest it's just my ass being dumb. When I went in here I was trying to build my team and I thought, you know what, I've only got Inferno. I kept forgetting about Blanca, which is why I couldn't continue with this. So I'm not going to make you watch me trying to figure out why this wasn't working. I'll just fast forward through so that you can actually get to the point where I start taking on the stage. So go back to here, and this is when we finally took on the stage. And I got pretty dumb here and I thought, right, okay, well I have to make my full team Thunder. And I ended up doing that. I ended up making the entire team Thunder, which was here, I believe. Was it here? No, it was here. Went too far forward. It is. Here. So, if we go back to here, you'll see that because I'm stupid, and because I'm dumb, on this very first stage, I thought I had to make the full team Thunder. So this was the first stage that I did, and yeah, I used the full Thunder team to do it, which luckily I passed it, but I didn't have to do that. It was literally just giving me an error because you cannot select these faction units, but it populates it with your previous cleared team, so it will have units in there who are not the right faction, but you can't cheese it and kind of get past it by doing that, right? So the way this one works is you don't get standard drops, okay? When you beat a stage, you do not get your boost cards that you would normally get, right? It actually works in a way that, I'm going to fast forward it to one of these bosses, right? So it works in a way that these stages here, so these are boss stages, okay? And when you beat a boss stage, you get a level reward, and in that level reward, it will essentially be the equivalent of a boost card, right? So rather than just beating a stage, selecting your normal boosts, like, I don't know, I usually always go for lifesteal, increased damage at the start of fights, reduced defense, increased speed, stuff like that. Things where I can get more damage quickly, kill the enemies faster, and obviously get more health back, is what I tend to use in standard Shadlow City, but we can't do that here. We get the boosts that it wants to give us. So you can see here I got Savage, right? So basically, as you move through, you're going to go a kind of run of stages where you're not going to have boosts, right? You are going to have to just basically do it on the strength of your team, right? Which, if you've played higher level Shadlow City, you'll know at times that that can be quite tricky because these enemies scale up in difficulty a lot, quite quickly, and it's only amplified in this mode, right? So that last one, I beat a boss. This one, I can choose a boss stage. Now, it's worth your while looking, okay? You should look at what they do, because if you look at what they do, you will then see if it's worthwhile you going for them, right? You'll see me doing that a bit later on. But there's a curveball that comes in later. I'm not going to spoil it yet, what it is, but this mode has a massive curveball that comes at you when you hit the final set of stages, okay? So I'm not going to really sit here and play the entire video because to me that just seems like it's going to take too long. So we're going to skip to the boss fight, right? So fast forward through to the boss fight. So we're going to fight Oni here, right? Now when you fight Oni and when you defeat Oni, you get a boost, but it's a different boost. It's a triple S boost. So it's a higher boost than you would actually get off normal Shadlow City. So I think the way they're trying to do this is you will get some boosts in your stage, you won't get as many, but then hopefully if you then beat the boss with RNG, because you don't know what cards you're going to get, you might get to select a boost that's actually going to be a little bit better for you. So that's technically Oni's first appearance in game, and I schooled him, right? So the boost I get here, I can choose one of the three. You'll probably be able to guess what I'm going to choose, which is going to be SSS Bloodthirst, so 50% lifesteal. I'm thinking to myself at this point, cool, we should be okay. We should be okay. So right now there's 2 debuffs in effect, right? We'll look at it on the final stage of what these debuffs actually are, right? So again, this one is very much like the previous one, where you just make your way through, fighting slightly harder opponents, sorry. The only difference being you are obviously faced with some debuffs, which I think is reduced healing. I think it's reduced healing, or healing when you kill an enemy, or something like that. I'll go over them when we get to the final stage, right? So again, I'm going to skip to the boss here because we're just going over the same stuff. There's not really much to see, so I'm just going to run through. Like, if you really want to see the battles, I'll kind of not go too fast. So just the usual, I just selected I think I selected the vehicle tokens there. So you see there, like, if you notice what I was doing there, I was just double checking out of the 2 stages that I could attack, what one is going to give me the better boost moving forward, which allowed me to decide, right, do I take Guy or do I take the bottom path? And I think for that reason I went with Evil Ryu. Pretty sure I went with Evil Ryu. Positive I went with Evil Ryu. Yeah, I went with Evil Ryu because I knew I was going to take Ryu and not Dalsim after this. So if we fast forward through again till I get to the boss fight, just coming up down here. So again, right, so go into this one, select my recovery. This time Evil Ryu, first appearance in the game for Evil Ryu, and he's a boss in this new Shadow City stage. So taking on Evil Ryu again, after this fight you're going to get a triple S card. I think secretly I was hoping for something like Curse. I don't know if you can get Curse. Came out there because I realised I knew I wanted to make the thumbnail. But yeah, Curse is what I was wanting here pretty much. And let's just say I didn't get Curse. No, I did not. I did not. Can't remember what I got. Apart from my ass handed to me later on, but we'll spoil that one now, but you can see it in great Technicolor, unfortunately. Right, so beat him. Then we got a triple S. I think I went with healing actually. I probably should have went with Hourglass now, come to think about it. Because the speed would have... Actually, do you know what? I think I would have still died. Even with the speed, I think I would have still died, right? So this is where things start to change. This is where I got a bit of a, oh, wait a minute. I wasn't expecting this to happen. So I think I checked my boosts here. I'm not positive, but I think I checked the boosts, maybe, just after this. Or the debuffs, so to speak. I do at some point. I do. So after this fight is when we're going to get our first curveball. And unfortunately, I could have avoided the second curveball, which bugs me, to be honest. It does bug me now because I can't do anything about it. So I think the team's still handling itself pretty well. You know, I'm not really in danger of dying. Anytime I get an attack, we're getting some good healing back. Everything's looking good right now. Quite comfortable. And now is our first curveball. I don't know why I never seen this. Right? I do not know why I never seen this. But if you look, it says enemy info 1 and 2. I didn't notice that. So I'm looking at what the debuffs are there. So if you look at them again, you'll see what they were. I think, can we just go back a wee tiny bit just to see them? Just a little tiny bit. So we got Panic. Oh. You just figure out how to use your bloody iPhone. Right, Panic. Whenever a friendly fighter falls in battle, the other fighter's attack will decrease by 30% for 10 seconds. So that's me, right? Recover. What is that? Recover. Ah, stupid iPhone. Right, pause it. Go back and pause it. It's a pain in the arse trying to do that, right? So, 2 teams. At this point, I'm like, oh, right, okay. So, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with regards to my team build. So I had to look at both teams, which I could have done from here, and I made some adjustments. I'll fast forward it to the actual fight so that the team building's not happening here. Don't want it to take too long. I think we're set up at this point. My EX moves in. Oh, then we go back to into the fight. So there we go. So 2 teams set up. Moving into the fight, this would be the first real challenge, I think, because obviously you can't just stack your first team with your usual whatever you use, but for me it's my Bison Ken combo. But I did kind of use Honda as my, I guess, Bison, because he's quite a good tank. I think Honda's often overlooked in this game, but he's a very good tank. He might be one of the best, if not the best. Well, no, I suppose Abel's probably the best, to be honest, because of his shields and stuff. But Honda's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I'm in a new place now for recording, so I can vape while doing this. So, now we've got our second team set up. I've got my combo. Guile, even at high level, Guile is clutch. Honestly, guys, Guile, often overlooked still. People think he's just a free-to-play unit. No, Guile is top. I like Guile. Very good unit. So, done with that one. Think to myself, easy, it's going well. The roadblock is up ahead. And I made the wrong choice. I made the absolute wrong choice. And the problem is, once you make the wrong choice, there is no going back. So you have to be careful. And if you've got this mode available, remember there's street art on just now. Do you want to risk not being able to clear street art? I personally think that I need to do the next Shadlu normal because I need to kill 5 more bosses. And last on this, I only killed 2 bosses. So if I do one more normal run, then it means that I can then risk this again after that. Or maybe I'll risk it next time. We'll see, right? But here is the roadblock and here is where I made a mistake. So if you look to the left, I can take recovery. And I don't have to fight a 2-team battle. Through the middle, I can take on a 2-team battle. But a Bison 2-team battle, right? I chose wrong. I chose absolutely wrong. So, remember you can click these things before accepting, right? You can actually look at what you're doing and you can make an educated choice. So, I had it right there. I could see that with Abel and Bison, this was going to be an extremely difficult fight. But I didn't look at that. I didn't even really consider the fact that having Abel and Bison on this team was going to cause me problems. So instead, me being the smart arse that I am, I decided I'm recording this video. I've got to look tough. I'm going to go for it. I shouldn't have went for it. I should have went left. I 100% should have went left. This was a mistake. I don't even want to watch this again. This was a mistake. I'm going quiet because I'm contemplating my disaster here. I even tried here to hit exit. I was too slow. I should have exited. But even then, I don't think it would have made a difference. So I had 2 battle crystals. You know how this is going to go, don't you? So even with 2 battle crystals, trying to see what I can change, try to see how I can make it better, try to see what I can do. My choice was take Ken off. I don't know why. I don't think I would have done it with Ken. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just know that every choice I make now is just a mistake. I could have done anything. I could have waited. I could have leveled up. I could have spent more money, which I wouldn't have done. But I could have. But instead, no. I just aimlessly tried to build a new team, which didn't work. Right, let's go. Pretty sure I go now. Oh, hurry up. Stupid Hayzink, you take forever. Right, I think this is it. I think we set the team. Yeah. Okay, I thought to myself, Elena's not there anymore. No more healing. Bison's in the middle. Maybe we can kill Abel before Bison. Yeah. No. No, we can't. So then, what do? We obviously use our last crystal. Thinking to myself, well, you know what? We've not got that far to go. I'll be able to skip the boss again. Won't have to fight them. Did I do that? No, because I lose this battle. Anyway, the moral of this story is this mode is tough. However, you can avoid some of the tougher fights. Don't be like me. Don't be big-headed. Don't go and fight the bison just because you want to try and make the video look better. Because then you're going to put out a video showing everyone that you're a dumbass and you couldn't beat the bloody team. I don't know what I could have done differently, apart from not take on this fight. Be warned, this mode is tough. This mode is tough. You can't rely on your usual tricks that you use to get past Shadlow. You cannot stack lifesteal. You cannot stack these things up that are going to help you beat the stage. But this bison is a monster. The stage is tough. Be warned, you might not complete Shadlow City like me if you get here. You cannot buy these stones. Anyway, I'm Hayzink. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye.